Hi, Peter Antony here, and I'm here with Roxanne Fontana. She's not only got a birthday today, but we are also celebrating the release of her latest album. It's kind of a special day for you, isn't it, Rox?
Oh, sure.
We need to open this bottle ASAP.
This is our listening party.
And if you're wondering where we are, we're actually on the driveway to Cotchford Farm. Those people who know will understand the connection there. Right, so we've got some champagne here. Rox, you've got the glasses there.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to pop this open. Hopefully you haven't shaken this up too much, have you?
No.
Just joking.
Uh-oh. Oh, you seem like an expert.
Ready?
There we go.
Ready?
That's it.
There you are, my darling. There you are. That's good. Okay, so let's put that there and hope nobody knocks it over. And give me that. Yeah, so I understand I'm the first one to play it on the radio.
Yes, and there's so many
single.
Radio stations that play my music these days.
Yep.
Used to be you.
Just me.
Just you.
I
but now
started
in the past few years, there's so many radio stations worldwide that have been playing it.
Yeah.
And it's been out there. It's out there, but you happen to be the first one.
I was the first one.
And I think it's meaningful.
It's appropriate.
Even though it happened by accident,
it
is appropriate and it's meaningful because I was saying just before to someone how, moving to England, I didn't move here to revive my music career, but it happened.
Just happened.
I made I only made 2 albums in New York, and I made everything else, which is 4 other albums. This is my 6th album. 4 other albums. Oh no, there's one that's from the 1980s, like the greatest songs of the 80s or something like that.
Yeah.
And but otherwise, the other 3 records were all made in England, and because of England, because I wouldn't have been able to do it in the States.
No.
And I'll tell you why when we listen to the records, why.
Okay.
Because it has something to do with the way it was recorded.
Okay.
And the finances.
So here it is. The album is called Some Have Fun. It's also out as a single at the moment. But there's been other great tracks that I played.
The album opens with...
Yeah, Daydream in the Dark Night.
Okay, let's take it away.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's Daydream in the Dark Night, the opening track to the new album from Roxanne Fontana. Some Have Fun, and Rox is with me. And look where we are, Rox.
Look where we are.
Right on
it's
the
a
gateway
daydream
here.
in the dark night.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Cotchford Farm.
So yes, so that song was done, all the songs were done at Gizzard in London, and this is the thing, is about the analog studios here in England. They exist. Whereas in America, they exist, but there's not many of them, and hence they are very, very expensive. So it's off limits to indie artists like me.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
No.
And so, but here, because there's quite a few of them in London, I'm able to afford it. I'm able, as an indie artist. I mean, my last album was funded as if I had a major record label, which was a brilliant thing, and it was funded through the U.S., which I'm grateful for, to my executive producer. And this one I managed to get some funding, but the main thing is that if I was in the States, I'd have to make digital recordings.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in my bedroom, like a lot of people do and have hits with them.
Yeah.
But to me, the sound of the music it's the most important thing. Well, I mean, the most important thing is the songs, of course, but I mean, it's important to have good sound.
Yeah.
And there are people who press digital to vinyl. Now, that's totally bonkers. Sorry to be a rebel, but that is bonkers, people.
That's what happens usually
It's stupid,
these days.
but it's terror. It doesn't sound good.
When you get a repressing of a classic album like, I don't know, Exile on Main Street, you're getting a digitized version of the analog original.
No, but it's still analog. It's still an analog. The original records were done analog, and it does make a difference.
That's true.
But to do digital recording and then press it onto vinyl is like trying to, I don't know, I could probably come up with a good comparison to what that is like, but it's stupid. Simply. Okay, let's put on Some Have Fun.
All right, Some Have Fun is next. Yeah, and this next track following in on the album too. And this is out as a single.
Yes.
This is the latest single.
Yes, it is.
So we're into...
I'm very excited about it.
Some have fun. Some have fun. Some have fun. Some have fun looking out at the people. Some have fun knowing all that's at stake. Some have fun. Some like to worry about it. Some have fun. It's all too much to take. We're all just victims of innocent mistakes. When you drive your car so fast and won't find the brakes, it's time to realize this ain't too fun. Seems to me to be turning into a sick situation. Some have fun living life in a pipe dream. Some have fun. I guess it's funny in a way.
there we are. We're having fun.
We are having fun. Yeah, you should have heard what we were talking about, but yeah.
But no, we won't repeat it.
No, we won't. It was
Anyway,
funny,
Some
though.
Have Fun is it's a protest song you can bump and grind to.
Yeah.
And you can bump and grind to it because my drummer is so fantastic, Steve Hands. And when he recorded that track, his wife was in a coma.
All right.
And so it was, and I sort of apologized to him for making him keep the date of the recording session. But he said that it was good for him to come down and bang it out. Bang out his sadness, bang out his worry. She came out of the coma. She's on the road to recovery, we all hope. But I think that might be why he played so great. I mean, he is a great drummer, but to me, the drums drive the song. So you've got these really sort of thoughtful lyrics about society and society's, uncaring about the public. I mean, society is the public, but I mean the heads of society not caring about the public, making decisions that affect people that they're not affected by, and yet you can dance to it. You can bump and grind to it.
Yeah.
And I do.
And it's got a good 60s vibe.
Yeah, I think that this song is very influenced by the years that I was listening to Highway 61. Oh,
I love that
because
album.
me too. Because I mean, Dylan, was very sarcastic, but he wanted to have an electric rocking band. That's what that song is.
Yeah.
But it was sarcastic, and it was, but still shining a light on bullshit of the establishment, bureaucracy, which not many people. I don't think any artists are doing it. Everybody toes the line.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next song? All Too Alone.
All Too Alone, yeah.
Here we go.
I see the fire, but it's not all I should know. I packed to leave, and I know I will go all too alone. It's a place that I look for. All too alone is a state I cannot ignore. Hear it now. Maybe somehow, if I stick with this till time's end, can I ever find the truth? And if I knew where I was going, would thoughts come back to you? Small little boy in the cold outside my doorway. Don't wander far, alone.
We're listening to my new album, Some Have Fun. This is the listening party.
Yep.
And we're listening to it on a boombox.
Yep. In a very special place.
In a very special place. So now, All Too Alone, yeah, that's a moody one, yeah?
Yep. So where did you write all these songs? And, you know, did they come easily? I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my songs come easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because they're melody based, and I've been blessed with the angel of melody, where, you know, everyone says that, you know, we don't write the songs, we just open and the thing comes on and bangs it on your lucky head. Yes.
Yeah.
So my songs do come easy. I've never been the type that starts a song and then goes back to it to finish it. And my best songs have been the ones that were all, I wrote He Does the Look on a train in my head. I mean, I had the lyrics, I had the whole thing. I was on the subway in New York. I was like, oh my God, I better not forget this. And I went home and wrote the whole thing out and made sure it wasn't anybody else's song, which is always the big fear when you have a melodic song. Where did I get that from? Even Paul McCartney thought that about yesterday. He waited for ages. He thought,
surely
somebody wrote this. So this is the kind of thing, and I'm really lucky with that. I may not be lucky with, you know, making lots of money or anything, but I've been lucky with the actual stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the next song is Motion. Let's rock it.
In the noontime, once in the light, once on a runway, a cat on flight. I saw you waiting. Did you see me? Something of what would be. Woe is the motion, woe is me. A story not long ago about a place where you can go. Come see the circus, you ride away. But I knew something of what I'd say. Woe is the motion, woe is me. About you, I know your name. You're just behind me, and just the same, I make a trip there. I've got my ticket too, but I know better what it would do. Woe is the motion, woe is me.
Okay, so motion, yeah, motion's a moody fucker, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got a good tune.
Yeah.
You left with a tune that you could whistle, and that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
So-
I love motion. It's I used to do it. I have footage of me doing this with an old band at a party in New York City that Giorgio Gamelski threw. Because Giorgio Gamelski was really, he was like me. He had this obsession with the Czech Republic, and so he
Isn't
was.
that where he's from?
No, he's not. He's from somewhere. He's not from Czech. He's from another Eastern European
Yeah.
place. Anyway, so he was really. There was this big Czech community before the wall came down in the 80s. He was friends with
Where?
these-
In Berlin?
No, yeah, but when the wall came down, it
Yeah.
freed the Czechs.
Yeah.
The Velvet Revolution, they
Yeah,
called
yeah,
it.
yeah.
After the Velvet Underground, because the Czechs are a rock and roll obsessed country.
Yeah,
Czech
yeah,
Republic,
yeah, yeah.
Czechia, whatever you want to call it now.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, they've had, you know, they love Frank Zappa and Lou Reed
yeah.
and all that. And Nico was the queen.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, Giorgio had this party for just Czechs, but because I was made an honorary Czech by the Czech community, because I used to hang out with them all. I had lots of boyfriends, okay, Czech boyfriends, and I got to play this party with my New York Italian band.
Yeah.
Left immediately.
Right.
Anyway, we did motion at that party, and I don't. The video is on YouTube, but I do have a video. I'll probably put it on eventually. Anyway, yeah. So motion goes back to those days. It's a movie thing. And okay, what's the next song? Where are we? Don't leave me. Yeah. All right. You know this one.
Don't leave me in this place. Don't leave without a trace. Don't leave me waiting. Don't leave me waiting. Don't leave me in the street. Don't leave me in the heat. Don't leave me waiting. Don't leave me thinking. Don't leave me at the party. Don't leave me all alone. Don't leave me hoping or even knowing. I wanna be with you, with your past behind. I heard it was long to find, and to ever be without it. Now I don't recall how to do without it now. the end. Don't leave me in the park to get me in the dark. I wanna be with you, with the past behind. I heard it was long to find, and to ever be without it now. I don't recall what to do without it now. I wanna be with you, with the past behind. I heard it was long to find, and to ever be without it now. I don't recall what to do without it now.
All right. Don't leave me.
Yeah, so that's Don't Leave Me, and that was one of the first tracks I played for this ages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Last fall.
It's one of your favorites, isn't it?
I think it's. I don't know. I think maybe it's the best track
You
on the
shouldn't
record.
have any favorites,
I don't
you
know.
love them all, don't you?
No, but when I listen to them objectively, which I do as a Virgo,
Yeah.
I just really, when that one comes on, I think it's totally flawless. I mean, I think Some Have Fun is flawless too,
Yeah.
and Daydream is flawless, but that one just really, it does it, and the guitars are amazing. Matt's guitar slide, Matt
Yeah.
Schreiber's slide solo.
Yeah.
I love, and Suki Marie's trumpet sound on the keyboard.
Yeah.
I produced the record, but I didn't tell her to do that.
No.
It's almost as if she could read my mind, which may happen with your own
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, I love Don't Leave Me.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a great one. I'm very proud of it.
So all of them are yours apart from the next one, I think.
Oh, well, there's two covers on this,
Oh,
as
is there?
opposed to Phantasmagorgy. Phantasmagorgy had only, shockingly, 3 originals.
Yeah.
And one of the reviews I've gotten, Shindig, I think it was,
Yeah.
said, we want to hear more originals. Well, here you go, baby. It's like 10 tracks,
Yeah.
and 8 of them are my originals. And I don't want people to think I'm a cover artist when I've written so many songs.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
the
have.
worst
if
thing,
you
yeah.
look up my name
Yeah.
in the U.S. copyright, you'll find over 60 tunes.
Yeah.
But I do love to do covers, and in a lot of ways, my favorite singer, who's Françoise Hardy, she was the same way.
Yeah.
She did originals. She wrote her songs. She wrote her music and her melodies, but she loved to do covers. And they didn't have to be known covers. They could be unknown covers, and she did them, or people who were good songwriters that she liked, and she did the songs. And I really can relate to that because, and a lot of people aren't like that. I mean, a lot of people, let's face it, a lot of people are money oriented. Oops.
Yeah.
Even artists
Yeah.
are money oriented, and they want to.
Yeah, everybody
They'd rather
needs
write a
living.
shit song for track 8
Yeah.
than do a cover.
Yeah. I mean,
And I don't
everybody-
believe in that. I believe the product of the music, the end thing that you're giving out to the world, to the universe, is what matters, is what it sounds like. And if you've got no songs, do covers. And if you've got all songs that are great, but you love a cover and you feel like you do it well, do it.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
So there we are. So what's the next tune? Oh, here we are, the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Here we are.
The singer, not the song.
Yes, fill up my glass.
Everywhere you want, I always go. I always give in because, baby, you just say so, and it gives me that feeling inside.
singing the song, the Stones song.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a thrill to do that. I felt like I sang it well, so I thought, why not? And so I got the band together, got the right musicians for the tune, and we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very happy. And this one actually was released as a single, and it hit #1 on the Indie Radio Alliance charts. I think I said that right, or
Oh,
Indie
that's
Alliance
good.
Radio,
That's good.
Alliance
Yeah.
Radio Indie. Anyway, it went to #1 on that, and a lot of radio stations played it, including yours. Thank you. And yeah, it was a good song to cover for me, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
I've covered Rolling Stones before. I did, it wasn't a Rolling Stones song. It was Jagger Richards' So Much in Love, which they never actually recorded themselves, just a demo which they gave to someone else to do.
Yeah.
So this is the first real Rolling Stones songs I've recorded.
And you love the Brian Jones period, don't you?
Oh, well, it's great.
Yeah.
I'm a smart girl, so
Yeah.
it would make sense.
It's funny how, all great artists, Dylan, Beatles, Stones, a few others, there's 3 different periods in their musical involvement.
The great, the bad, and the ugly.
No, I mean, they're all good. Like with the Beatles, for instance, you got their cheery little "I Want to Hold Your Hand" stuff, okay, and then you got the twangy '60s trippy stuff, and then you got to the Let It Be area, and it's whole different. So it's 3 different.
That's true. With the Beatles, though, they're an exception because they really did write the book.
Yeah.
And I still have never met a drummer who could play anything from the first album. And it's funny because you'll see, people who are not into the Beatles, who are hard rock people, and they'll get interviewed and they'll be asked about the Beatles. Oh, it's a good start-off point. Yeah, try playing it. Ringo was an amazing drummer. I mean, he was an artist. He painted the drums. He didn't just play he just didn't play the beat like Charlie did. I love Charlie Watts, but Ringo was an artist. The timpani drums on What You're Doing, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, just amazing stuff. But anyway, things are different now. I mean, now it's a whole other world, but we can draw from that period of those people who are all leaving us and who have left us, and we can draw from it sort of, to learn how to arrange music, which they didn't do, the Beatles, of course. What's his head did it, George Martin.
Yeah.
But to learn everything, and to even learn from the people that worked with the Beatles, because it wasn't just the Beatles, and it wasn't just the Rolling Stones. Andrew Lou Goldham, he was the genius to know how to market the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And all of that is a lot of, it's good stuff, So it's not just the music, and as a purist, I have to admit, it's not just the music that makes magic in the world. It's the whole thing. Elvis had everything.
Yeah.
Elvis didn't just have good songs and great singles that came out at the right time. He had the look. He had the attitude.
Yeah.
He had the person who knew how to bring the best parts of that forward. And so you learn from those things, hopefully. And the music lives forever, and we hope that, that there are young people, because all it takes is a few people in a neighborhood, or one person per county, to say, I'm tuning into that.
Yeah.
To carry on the tradition and to make the music for the masses by using, not stealing, but using the elements of what you learned. Just the way, even the Beatles used bits of classical, right?
Yeah.
So you learn. And the singer, not the song, is a great thing to do. I'm very self-critical. So, somebody can say, oh, Roxanne says those things about her own cover songs because it's hers, she's not object. I am super critical. And I really feel like if my cover songs that I've done don't match up to the original versions or exceed them, I'm not going to release them. So I love my singer, not the song, and I think there's been a few people who've said that my version's better than the Rolling Stones. Anyway.
Do you think Jagger and Richards have heard it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so the first to know. Here we go.
my doorstep, arranged so perfectly. There they were, and then I fell to find them dead like you and me. The first to know is the last to see. Remember you used to tell me, why isn't it me? Why isn't it me? Why isn't it me?
So yeah, this is the power pop song. Oddly, I haven't chosen to make it a single, but yeah, what did you think about that?
I like it.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Okay, yeah, it's
I was lost halfway through because of what we were doing.
I know we
But-
had a very lovely encounter with the people who
Yeah.
have this
And
property, and
she was very nice.
yes,
And
blessings.
she was really genuinely interested in your
Yeah,
new
we gave her a
album.
copy of the new album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next song? Card throwing number 2. Ooh,
Yeah.
this is a gem. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I drew my own card, yeah, I swear it. Threw it against the wall. Give me a line, maybe sometimes taking too long for some king of
Card Throwing number 2. So what happened to number 1?
I don't remember.
And was there a number 3?
No.
No, was number 2 the second take or what?
No. It's just I just called it that. I think it was a poem.
Okay.
From what I remember, and it was like I did a poem and I named it Card Throwing.
Okay.
And then I did this and named it Card Throwing number 2.
Yeah.
And it became the song. So what do you think of that one?
I think it all makes sense, right?
Oh, okay. But what do you think of the tune?
No, that's what I mean. It all makes sense. It's all good, and the explanation behind it is intriguing. It's a good song. Card Throwing number 2.
Yeah, it's like a jazzy kind
So
of thing.
card throwing, is this something you do at home or?
No, okay. Okay, so no, I used to be a tarot reader.
Okay.
Yeah, a long
See,
time
now
ago.
this is something we need to know.
Okay, do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I used to be a sort of infamous tarot card reader. In fact, Joey Ramone,
Yeah.
he wanted me to. He had this big gig at the Ritz or Webster Hall, whatever it was called at the time.
Yeah.
I think it was Webster Hall, and Steve Bader told him that I was a great tarot reader because I used to read Steve's cards. I used to read Michael Monroe's cards.
Yeah.
I used to read Martha Quinn's cards from MTV in her dressing room at MTV, and I was doing music then too, but I was doing the cards and I was really good. And one of the reasons I was good was because anyway, so one of the reasons I was such a good tarot card reader was because I never took money for it. I would take like dinner or whatever you want to bring me dinner. So I was really, I was an occult student for many years. For 11 years, I was into the occult. I was a student of Aleister Crowley.
Yeah.
And brought me nothing but bad luck.
Yeah.
But for other people, I was good luck because I was a very good tarot card reader. And that's what that song is about doing the tarot. And the girl doing the tarot is, I'm just card throwing. So there, now you have the answer.
If only I knew, I would have had mine read ages ago.
Yeah, I was really good. I was amazing.
No, actually,
but I just, all that stuff brought me nothing but bad luck.
Yeah,
so
no,
I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And Robert Plant would vouch for me.
Yeah.
Who I've met, and we've discussed this actually, this whole Crowley stuff. And I'm much happier
like
now.
it,
I've gotten my music out there, which I couldn't do when I was that way.
Yeah.
And maybe it was a blessing. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
So card throwing is a jazzy number that I really love, and I love jazz. I can't believe I'm saying that because years ago I didn't like jazz at all.
I think when you get a little older, you start to get it.
That.
No, it's true. You start to get it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I find, there's a lot of bad music out these days.
Yeah.
And I find that
bet.
I would rather listen to jazz than listen to a lot of people who put out supposed rock records or indie records.
Yeah.
I'm very picky that way because my standard is high.
Yeah.
It's not just because I love the Beatles and the Stones. It's because my standard is high for rock and roll. I love T-Rex. I love, great rock music.
Yeah.
But a lot of, unfortunately, as much as I loved punk rock and as much as I was an underage person at CBGB's, and then later went on to play the place many, many times, more than I can count.
I remember.
As much as all of that, I think punk rock in a way ruined rock and roll because it set the bar so low, and people don't get it. They don't get that you still have to have the essence. So you have people who don't have the essence who can't play, and there we are. Same thing with Paul Weller, okay? Now, I love the Jam, first 3 albums only, but I love the Jam, and yet Paul Weller and his vocal style, he was a poet, so he was allowed to get away with that with the first few Jam albums. But he set the bar so low as a vocalist that what you have now is a lot of, British bands who are allowed to bark.
Yeah.
But they have nothing to say, and the music isn't good.
No.
So, a lot of things are just detrimental. What can you say?
Yeah. It's riding.
It's great sound effects.
Yeah.
So here we are in Cotchford Lane in beautiful East Sussex.
Yeah.
with the blessings of Cotchford Farm.
And what is it? 1st of September? It's your birthday.
Second.
Okay, it's
Yes.
Roxanne's birthday. It's the 2nd of September.
And it's our listening party, which you will see in a few weeks from now.
Yeah.
And what's the next song?
What's the next song on this album?
Yes.
Okay, the next song on this album is Melancholy and You.
Yeah, this is a gem. This will be a single.
Was it just the other day, or when did it happen? I've been wandering around without a clue, and all the clouds went dark around my window, and all I saw was melancholy and you. Each day I walk the streets alone, but don't misunderstand. I need to run, and to some I'm in a never, never land. A never, never land. Never, never land.
South Carolina or Jacksonville. Actually, I think originally from Gainesville.
Yeah.
Arvid Smith. He's a multi-instrumentalist. He's an amazing sitar player, and I could hear it in my head. And so I asked him to contribute, and I'm very happy with the results. And I love that song. I love the way it came out. I wrote that song about a guy I was into, who was in New York. He was a Czech documentarian, archivist named Bob Critchell. And I wrote that song about him and our strange relationship. He's dead now, Bob. He ended up dying. He got very sick from lymphoma. And but before he died, he drove me quite crazy.
All right.
And I wrote Melancholy in You about
That's
him.
great.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a great
right.
song.
That's right, and I'm sure he'd love it too.
Yeah,
if
I
he
reckon
was
so.
here. Okay, what's next?
Final track,
the
Dancing
last
Barefoot.
song, Dancing Barefoot. Here we are, here we go.
Now, this is one that's based on truth and fact and everything, probably.
Well,
right?
no, Dancing Barefoot is a Patti Smith's cover song.
Okay.
Yes, but it's meaningful because the album, Some Have Fun, the album is dedicated to Ivan Kral and my friend Brooke DeLarco,
Yep.
who was an engineer. She actually was an engineer at a lot of Patti Smith shows and went with them to Europe and did their sound in Europe. And I didn't know her in the old days. I
Yep.
didn't meet her until years later through social media, but she was one of the people, and maybe the only one, actually, of the old crowd. That's a lie, there's a couple of them, who really were a few years older than me and who loved me
Yeah.
and took something to my music, and Brooke DeLarco was like that. She didn't know me back when I was playing as a kid at CBGB's with the guitar, and she didn't know me back in the days before I played, which is when I had a relationship of different sorts with Ivan Kral, but she listened and she loved my music that I'm putting out now, and she just died about a couple of years ago. So this record's dedicated to her and to Ivan, who I knew as a teenager. Talk more about that later.
She is addicted to thee. She is the root connection. She is connecting with he. Here I go and I don't know why. I flow so ceaselessly. Could it be he's taken over me? Some strange music intoxicated by thee. She has the swell sensation that he is levitating with she. Here I go and I don't know why I spin so ceaselessly till I lose my sense of gravity. I'm dancing barefoot in the air I spin. Some strange music draws me in, makes me come on like some heroin. Oh God, I fell for you. Oh God, I fell for you. Oh God, I fell for you.
So
There
that's
we
the
are.
final track, and it's a Patti Smith cover,
Yeah.
Dancing Barefoot.
Yeah, well, Dancing Barefoot is, the record's dedicated to Ivan, and when the song came out, it could have been written about me, because me and Ivan, I was in love with him in a really big way when I was a teenager. And
This
he
is
used-
what, Ivan Kral?
Ivan Kral.
Yeah.
And he used to write to me when I was living at my parents' house, and we used to write back and forth, and I just reread the letters, and they were definitely not fan letters, and the lyrics suit the way I felt about Ivan, and since I dedicated the record to him, I thought, let me have a bash at it. And when I first thought of it, and then I listened to the original version again, I said, oh, I can't touch this. Patti does such a great job with this tune. She wrote it with Ivan. She wrote the lyrics, Ivan wrote the song and the melody. And I thought, I can't touch this. And I was really determined to do it, and I'm glad I did it. And I think it came out good. I didn't change it much. In fact, I tried to have my band sound like I tried to have Matt Triber, who plays the guitar and the piano. I tried to really get him to get Richard Soul, the original keyboard player from Patti, DMV. I tried to get him to sound like Richard Soul. Not the way Richard played it on the record, but the way Richard's style was on the piano. Because Richard's on horses, so you have some reference points there. And plus, I've seen the band a million times at CBGB's, luckily, and other places, but mainly CBGB's. I was there at so many shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to find myself. Sometimes people put up old footage.
See yourself in the crowd.
Yeah, somebody put up the Blondie from September 1979.
Oh, yeah,
And I'm looking for myself.
Yeah.
But then there's actually a documentary called 1977, The Year of Hell. New York, The Year of Hell.
Yeah.
And it's all about Son of Sam
Yeah,
and the blackout in Harlem and everything, blackout all over New York City. And it talks about CBs because it was happening. And in the scene with the Ramones, they show just random photos, and I'm there. I wasn't at the Ramones though, but they took random photos from CBGB's, and they're scanning it. I'm like, oh, there I am. And so I was at all those things. I was underage. When I first went into CBGB's was to buy their album before Atlantic Records, Warner Brothers picked up the CBGB's album. Hilly, the owner, he put it out on his own, as on a CBGB's label.
Yeah.
And I read about it. And I had seen the Patti Smith group in Central Park. And so I went to CBGB's one afternoon to get the record. And I said, oh, but I can't come here because I'm underage. And he said, no, you can come here, just don't drink. And so I started going. And I was let in. So, I mean, when we say underage, like underage at the bottom line was 21 years old, but underage at CBGB's was 18. So I was under 18 years old. And I saw those shows, Patti Smith group, Television, which were actually better than the Patti Smith group, to be honest. And but so I was at all those shows, and you know, only one album, Patti's, was out. Only Horses was out. And it's madly in love with Ivan, so he couldn't help but notice me. And I was just a little thing. I was much littler than I am now. I was probably about 20 pounds lighter because I was a speed freak.
Yeah.
And I was a speed, you know, typical quadrophenia rock and roll chick, right? Same hairdo as Steph and Quadrophenia, the whole thing. And, you know, I took speed and drank. I did drink at CBGB's, even though Hilly said, you can come but don't drink.
Beer or wine?
Scotch and sodas.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Scotch and sodas with speed.
The proper stuff.
And staring at Ivan and Patti up there. But I love Patti too, you know. She was a goddess to me. She was everything to me. And, you know, in the meantime, I was home playing my guitar. I had guitar lessons, but I'd only written a few songs, and I had no plans to write more and form a band and play CBGB's one
just
day.
happened,
It didn't. But it just happened, you know, and part of it was to do with Ivan, because I was sort of a heartbroken 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 17, 18, 19-year-old. I was heartbroken chickadee. And so I started writing more tunes about it, and cut off all my hair in like a Beatle haircut. And I formed my first band called Kid Blue, and we played CBGB's in June of 1981. And I took over. I mean, I started playing CBGB's, but by then the whole punk thing had passed, because all those bands, Talking Heads, Ramones, Blondie, they all got their own sort of superstardom. So CB's was just beginning to become a legendary place. So in 1981, CBGB's was not the place in worldwide fame as it was in the mid-'80s, when the word got out about how all those bands started there. So I played there, but it was good. It was always crowded, because the counties, you know, the suburbs and Brooklyn and Queens, they all found out about CBGB's. So, to be quite honest with you, I played CBGB's in 1981 through 1988, and I had a bigger audience than bands who play clubs in New York City now. I made a lot of money because the crowds were there, and they weren't there to see me. They were there because it was CBGB's. So I had a great audience. I had a great sound man, Robin Danar, who went on to be pretty popular sound dude, and it was good times there. And then I went on and played the bitter end for a lot of years. But I played the clubs before I started making records. I didn't start making records until 1999. So I had a solid 19 years of club making and demo making. I went to Holland and made demos in the 80s to Amsterdam. And I was going back and forth. I started going back and forth to LA, New York, and I played in LA. I played the Lhasa Club. I played the Roxy, when all these bands like the Bangles and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, we were all at the same level. But I kept splitting. If I stayed in LA, I would have probably been a big star. But I didn't care about that. I cared about what I felt. So I kept running away from LA, going back to New York. And then I went to Europe, and I went to Holland, and I formed a band in Holland. I was there for two summers and made a bunch of demos, which ended up being released as the best of the 80s thing that I put out. But it was, and then it was like it's strange, but things are different, you know, and everything is different for every artist. Things used to be cookie cutter, but I think starting in that era, things got different for people who were making music, and some people just gave up. But I didn't give up, you know. I sort of got discovered by Dino Donnelly, the drummer from the Rascals, and he brought me in to make my first album, finally. After I played the clubs, Webster Hall, all the top clubs, making good money actually, playing the clubs, because they were by the door, people were going out, all of that. And then in 1999, I made my first album with Dino Donnelly producing. It was an electronic dance record that I love. And then I did the second record recorded by Gordon Raphael, who produced the Strokes' hit album. But it all started then. It all started at CBGB's, staring at Ivan, beyond Patti. But, you know, Patti's you know, Mojo was working on me,
Yeah.
and it helped me become a good performer. You know, because of Patty.
Yeah.
Not
so
just
she's a
not
big
just
person in your
because
life.
yeah, not just because of Mick Jagger or something.
Yeah.
She was like there. I'm sitting there at the front table with William Burroughs sitting behind me at CBGB's, you
Yeah.
know, and I'm looking at Ivan, but Patty's magic is working on me, you know, and so to dedicate this album to Ivan and, you know, to be trying to do a vocal as good as Patty. Maybe better. I don't know. Actually, she never matched the vocals she did on the record. Purposely.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, Ivan, you know, in these letters he wrote me, he said that Patty used to change his melodies. I won't say anything more than that. But it's a great album. Please, you can get the CD from me on my record label, Sprezzatura Records, and you get the record. And there's nothing on the cover, but the back's got all the info. And you'll also get free badge, beautiful badges. Some Have Fun, designed after the Some Have Fun logo. And yeah, and you'll get also a photograph of me in Tangier, which is the full photo from the back of the record.
There it is.
So yeah, so now that I'm pie-eyed on champagne, thank you for watching my listening party with the great Peter Antony from Radio Caroline and various other radio stations.
Yeah, it's true. I've been around. Rox has been
Well,
a
you still
pleasure.
have it all, don't you? Don't you have all those
I
radio
do
shows?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
It's been a pleasure.
Wonderful.
Lovely listening
it's
party.
so wonderful.
And
Thank
happy
you for
birthday.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching.